Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. More downside, or are we going to get this reversal? We'll find out today on the Crypto Lifer Show. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Bitcoin hugging 78,000. What's going to happen? Is it going to hold? We'll find out. We'll break it down for you today on the Crypto Lifer Show. Shout out to everybody here on the live. We've already spent hours in the trading group this morning breaking down ideas, looking at a coin that's actually ripping right now up to 30 cents. And we talked about Stable getting in a bit of a move here. Stable went up about 9.6%, did break out. I'm watching Stable. It's one of the hottest coins. Maybe it gets a handle here before it rips back up, a nice cup and handle, but I like where it is back at resistance. Wait for the 21 to catch up. Stable looks interesting, and it's on my radar. I don't own any. It's just the one coin that looked to me like it was going to go further to the upside. So I like what I saw here with Stable. Let's talk about BTC. Everyone is wondering what's going on with Bitcoin and where we're going to go, what's happening. Let's break it down for you like we do every single day here on the channel. May God bless my lifers and everybody here that's kicking it with me today on this beautiful, what is today? Monday, baby. Monday over here. Beautiful Monday. But thank you so much for jumping on in. Thank you for being amazing. And let's take a look. Let's have some fun. Let's see what's happening here with BTC. So the first thing I do is I look at Bitcoin on the biggest time frame possible, which is going to be our monthly. I like to look at Binance Spot. That's my favorite place to take a look and see what's happening to Bitcoin. 1 hour is above the 200 moving average, possibly giving us a beautiful bull div there with a bounce. The smart move is to wait for us to break above 79,250 there and get a possible bullish retest. We have a nice gap in the VRVP that could send us to the liquidity above at about $83,000 to $84,000. Is there a CME gap too as well? We're going to break all that down for you and more today. Can the 15-minute break above the 200 moving average? Getting tight. This is a sign for a possible move to the upside. Did I trade it? No, I usually don't trade Mondays. I let them wreck everyone they want, go up and down, back and forth. And then once Monday settles around 6, 7 o'clock p.m., I like to decide. That's when I usually go hard or start to look. Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, my favorite 3 nights to trade. Tuesday, Wednesday, my favorite days to trade. And I usually take my foot off the liquidity pedal after Thursday at 2 p.m. just because it's not the best time to trade. Liquidity is low and volume isn't the best. I like the best type of volume. You know what I mean? It's like I only want to go where it's the best, right? I only want to trade the best. I don't want to trade half, a little bit, almost. I want to trade the best. And so those are the best days. And I'll tell you, it's up to you whether you want to trade the best days or not. You can overtrade the worst days of volume, or you can maximize your potential by trading the best days, you know? And so it's up to you. I can teach you that information so you have it, and that gives you an edge already. If you come to my channel, that gives you an edge already because I've been trading markets for 20 years. Toronto Stock Exchange, New York Stock Exchange, gold, silver. I've dabbled in a little Forex. I've done some pharmaceuticals. I've traded Bitcoin, and I traded marijuana stocks before they were big. That's really was my claim to fame. I got into Canopy Grow Corp, was able to roll those wins into Bitcoin and change my life. Cheers to anyone who got into Bitcoin when I did. Sub $1,000. We are still the king of kings, man. God bless everybody here. Thank you for jumping on in. Actually, Jesus is the king of kings, but we're the king of kings when it comes to finance, all right? I never want to put myself before God. God is the number one. Dear Lord, thank you for everything you've given me on this channel. Thank you for my kids, my wife, everybody here. Help my life continue. Help me stay humble no matter how much money I make. Help me give away money to the poor, help other people, feed people, and help me take all the energy you give to me and spread it around to the rest of the world. Amen. Thank you so much, everybody. Let's take a big sip of, I did not swear, I said sweat. Let's take a big sip of ginger. This is a ginger shot. Ginger every single day. And why am I redder than normal? Like, why's the camera? I don't remember being red. Oh, no, you know what? I'm not red. It's actually this monitor, right? No, I'm good in white. Yeah, my monitor's just forgot. That's the wrong monitor. There we go. Okay. So Bitcoin looks like it could be in some type of move to the upside. When the 21 gets close here and you get tight on the 200 moving average, we tend to get a move to the upside. I don't like to trade Monday, but I am seeing a bit of a model here that pushes me. I might trade live. I usually, 90% of Mondays I don't trade, but we had massive volatility and it looks like there could be some movement here. So that's the first thing I want to show you is I could see a flag here on the 15-minute. The target would take you to 82.6. That would be the likely the move to the upside here. 95,000 has come back onto the board. We haven't seen any liquidity up there for a long time. So there's a lot of shorts up there that could get liquidated. A lot of people decided to jump on the bandwagon late. Remember, people short late, set their stop losses up, and so that big drop made people finally short. They should have been shorting at 106,000 and taking profits now. You see what I'm saying? But again, need I digress. So let's take a look now. I buy spot Bitcoin at these key areas. I don't over leverage, and I make it through. When most people make, some people make way more than me, but they also lose way more than me. And in the end, I turn profits into cash flowing assets in real estate. That's what I do. I've been funneling my money that I make in cryptocurrency into cash flow real estate, man. Make sure that real estate brings you some cash. It's got to produce some it's got to produce some paper. So there you go. So let's take a look at what's happening to Bitcoin on the bigger time frame, the monthly. Shout out to anyone that saw me on Fox News and was waiting to see me here in the DC area. God bless you. Thank you for jumping on in. We're going to give you that financial education. We're going to teach you. I'm not a financial advisor. We're going to teach you how to use technical analysis to see kind of what's happening in the bigger markets and the broader ideas so you can put two and two together for yourself, your family, and hopefully change your life. Okay? But get ready, baby. Get ready. So let's take a look. Did I even post? I think I didn't post. Did I post the... Nope. I got to post the live stream to the trading group because some people they need to be nudged. They need to be nudged. So shout out to all my beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. We're going to rock it like we do every single day. Shout out to Fox News for putting me on the TV yesterday. I still can't believe I made it to TV. But yesterday's wins don't bring today's gains. So on TV yesterday, it's over now. Now I'm on TV with each and every one of you. This is the real TV, man. You too, man. Connecting to you guys. This is bigger than TV. People see me around the world here. All different countries, everywhere. Blessings on blessings to everybody here. Thank you for jumping on in. Yeah. Okay. Look at silver, please. Sammy Cup-and-Handy. Sammy, do you think we'll get that real strong rebound at all before we roll over to the bottom of the Bitcoin bear market? If so, perhaps around 70 to 72K. See the keyword that he used. Do you think? I don't know. I always say I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I have not a clue, right? Sammy was in Fox News. No, I had pants on. I really did, yeah. Anyone new here, keep coming to the live, and Joke in the 99 will be a no-brainer. Best place to be. The Lord moves through this community. It does. Thank you so much, Chris. It's very nice of you to say. And Bitcoin getting a bit of a jump here as we speak. Right there. And so, yeah, we're crossing the 200 on the 15-minute. That could create some movement here. I'm not in love with the 5. It looks a little sketchy, but the daily looks like we could get a bounce. Anyway, I'm moving too fast for my fiddle here. Let's kind of get back down to the monthly. So, tweezer bottoms, can we do it? We tried it here. It looked great. It looked like a tweezer bottom. Looked like we were reversing. Everything seemed fine. Hidden bullish divergence. No confirmation of that, and they took the kibosh. Can this month turn green? So every time we get a month, I'm going to wait for the next month to turn green. If it turns green, now you could front run it right now, but there's no confirmation that's going to be a green candle. And to me, it has lost previous support, which tells me you're likely going to come test the next, that was support. It lost. It's going to come to the next support at about 71,500 for Bitcoin. That dump felt good. I've been waiting for my black swan to come and take me away to Neverland. I mean, that was a black swan yesterday, everybody. It really was. I hope you realize that. On the snowboard, listening to the live, it doesn't get any better. That's so cool, man. I'm with you. I'm going to close my eyes. We're ripping. We're flying down, man. Look at that guy with that helmet on. Look at that little girl over there. Look at those people. Look at that people. Look at all the people all around. Watch out. Don't hit that kid. I don't know where you are. What mountain are you on? Mount Snow? Are you out west? Are you northeast? What are you doing? You know what I mean? There's always like a little kid you got to, be careful for. There's always like, a beginner. Or are you on a black mountain ripping it up right now? Are you on the little half pipe? Where are you? What are you doing? I snowboarded for years. It's going to take me some time before I get back to snowboarding as my foot is... my ruptured Achilles has burst. My Achilles ruptured. It doesn't make any sense. But my Achilles ruptured on Thursday night. And I go in for my... I have an appointment tomorrow. I picked the doctor, Dr. Patrick J. O'Neill, orthopedic surgeon with advanced fellowship training in the treatment of foot and ankle. Highest level of training possible. And he's the only one in Sarasota County who can make this claim. His medical school training and fellowship in foot and ankle were completed at Johns Hopkins Union Memorial Program in Baltimore, where he studied with internationally renowned surgeons. So this is going to be the number one guy. Dr. Pionex punting for the New England Patriots. You're funny. Against the Miami Dolphins at the 99-4 season. Did he really punt? Is that true? Wait, I got to figure that out. What's going on? But to see him in a Patriots jersey, that's, God is telling me, man, there's your Patriot right there, man. So beautiful. So this is my guy. Look him up. Tell me if you see anything good reviews, anything, let me know. And, well, he was really a kicker for the NFL. I know this guy. I used to see this guy play for us. Oh my God. So this guy actually, I remember watching him kick for us, man. So we're going to have a good time together. Oh my gosh, man, when I go into that office. So tomorrow, I got an appointment. Only thing is, tomorrow, the appointment they gave me was 10:45. We said, but Sam has to, blah, blah, blah. I have to go live tomorrow from like 8 a.m. to 10. I'm really upset about it. I don't like missing my show time, but I still will be live from 8 to 10. So mark your calendars. Sammy will be early bird tomorrow because he has to make it to an appointment for his leg. I'm really not happy about it, but it is what it is. I gotta, I am. I'm blessed that I got the appointment when I did. Anyway, let's get back into Bitcoin. I know you don't care. All you guys care about is the charts. Nobody cares about my leg. I get it. I understand. If I was watching you and I was trying to make some gains and you told me about your foot, I would say, man, I don't care, man. Give me the money, baby. Now, I might say a little something like, oh, that stinks for you, but I came here to watch the channel. I didn't come to a podiatrist channel, right? So I understand. Today's meeting at the White House between banks and crypto leaders is going to fuel the fire to push the market higher. You never know, it could. ETH bounces 786, 3-day time frame on 2164. Interesting. I think it's a good time if you love ETH and you like it. Definitely a good time to dollar cost average into ETH. You know what I'm saying? But that's about it. I wouldn't be doing anything crazier than that. But shout out to everyone here. If you want to jump on in to the Crypto Lifer group, go to cryptolifer.com to find out more. It'll blow your mind, okay? It'll kind of get you going, get you excited, and show you kind of what's happening in the markets. Also, we're starting this new awesome way to trade with some Pionex bots. I just want to check this out. Look at this. Now, check this out. This is something I really want to show you. This is the Pionex bots. These bots are absolutely amazing, and they run very, very well. And what I want to show you, we hit detail here. You can see how these bots are running. Here's a Tesla bot that's been running for 60 days. It's up $160, 16%. You can also extrapolate the grid profit. Like you could take that profit right now if you wanted to. On $1,000, it's made $240. And I'm not trying to say this is going to change your life overnight, but it could become a source of income over time that just continues to develop. So you set these bots up, you set up a grid, you let them run. Like this one, it made 25 trades in the last 24 hours, 399 rounds already. It's a PAX-G gold bot. You put in 1,100, you make 200, you can take out 57 in grid profits right now. Here's another one, a SUI futures bot. Put in 1,000, made 364, and that's pretty dang good if you think about it. And it's made 60 rounds in 24 hours, 8,267 trades. You would never be able to do that many trades in 66 days. A BNB bot up another 23%, and it's got grid profits of 135. You could take that. A Sol one that's up $71 on 1,000, but there's grid profits right there of $230 that you could take out too as well. So here's another $1,000 in grid profits that can be extrapolated, or you can hit the more button. We can compound these back into the trade to make the trade stronger. This one's doing great. It's an Ethereum bot. I like bots on bigger assets like Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana. And then when the market gets frothy, I like to make other bots too. We make these bots. We create them. Their ability, you can copy them. You can find out more in the trading group, where we have links to copy bots and links to how to create all this stuff on Pionex so you can find out more. This is amazing. I want you to understand this can just kind of run on its own. And it's a great way to make money in the bear or the bull market. These bots run no matter what. And you do have to reset them. There's times when I change the parameters and the grids, but we teach you guys that in the trading group if you want to know more. So hit the link to Pionex, find out more, and jump on in today. And you wouldn't believe what can happen here with these trading bots. So that's kind of what I wanted you to understand, that these bots are cool and they work pretty well. Anyway, let's take a look here at the monthly chart and see what's happening to the monthly. And we're going to break it down. So we can see that we lost this monthly support for sure. Okay. Sorry, music too loud there. It's weird. It's usually loud. Wait. Huh. Man, it's not bad. Oh, that's why I usually have that. Yeah. So anyway, let's take a look. So the monthly lost this beautiful support at 82,475. Okay. And wow, that audio is just so like, it sounds like you're in the room with me, right? Bitcoin hugging 78,500, looking pretty sketchy. False move Monday, like we got to move up, If you can see, the closest area of liquidity right now is 75,000. If we kind of shrug it down, 75K is where all this hangs out, you know. Shout out to everybody here. Yeah. They have two apps. Web or Pionex app is the correct one. Yeah, Pionex app. Exactly. Please speak closer to the mic. Yeah, I love you guys. Don't worry about it. The coolest man in crypto. Yeah. You'll be okay. You'll make it through. Don't worry. Everything will make sense. So, yeah, this looks like we could get a bounce back to the upside here for Bitcoin. Very interesting. Yeah. So, I like it. But this tells me that the monthly wants to come down to 71.8, right? 71,800. At least test the 71.5 area, right? And again, if you lose that, look, your next big area of contention is 61,000. So, we do have a lot of chop here. You have resistances from previous cycles. You have a lot of chop. It tells you it's going to be hard for Bitcoin to get through that area. The bears just can't, you know. And the whole world used as much liquidity as he could to liquidate as many longs and dump. And I feel like it took so much sell pressure to get Bitcoin down from 126 all the way to here. That, you know, but you never know. If you're in a traditional bear market, you pull the Fibonacci from the surge, and it tells you you're going to come down to the 786, which is $39,000 Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin's done that every cycle. It's ripped, it's come to the 786. It's ripped, it's come to the 786. So again, and then there's some, you know, does that mean we go all the way back to 30K? I'm not saying that's happening for sure. We'd have to get through 71,000, but you know, there's a chance that we are entering a multi-year bear market and we do go down to 39K. You have to be open to that. I'm actually excited if that happened. It would be a really good opportunity for retail to be able to buy Bitcoin. Okay. And so that would be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing. You see? Let's go down to the 2-week chart and take a look. The 2-week chart showing signs of a reversal like it did before. Last time we at least had a good move back to the upside for a while. And the only reason this could happen is people are front running the low. A lot of people know that everyone's going to buy here, so everyone buys here beforehand with big money, and they never let it get to this area. But it did fall through the gap, and it's interesting that we didn't go down to 69,000 just yet. Does that mean you long right here? Honestly, I like the 2-week. There's a chance that you could long right now and just hang out for a long period of time, and this may play out, right? I'd be willing to take a shot here because why not? What else can you do? Eventually, one of these will play out. Or even if you just get back to resistance here, you can take some gains off the table at 86.8. So again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I'm saying to you should be taken as such. But you have this big gap in the VRVP. You can see it right there. You see, this is the VRVP on the right. How do you use it? How do you get it? You go here. You type in VRVP. You click on visual range volume profile. But. Yours will not look like mine. Hit the settings button. Yours is going to have 24 there. Slap a 0 next to the 24. Hit OK. And you're going to see it just like I do. You might be pink and purple or something instead of white and blue now. They changed the colors, but that doesn't really matter. That's irrelevant. It's not a big deal. So this is the deal. This is the 2-week chart. I do like it, and it's saying, hey, we're putting in the tweezer bottom with our bounce at 74.4. We could get our move further to the upside here for Bitcoin. Nice little long, and so I like what we're seeing here. There's a chance you could get into a long, start a long, begin a long, but it's got to be big time frame. I would stay off really small time frames right now because they're treacherous and they're not going to give you everything that you need. Again, hard to find the 2-week chart. Not many people have it, but what you can do is you can write down your parameters and just kind of go from there. So like if you don't have the 2-week chart on, you know, maybe on your trading platform or something like that, it's okay. Write down your numbers, see where you stand, and then you kind of go from there. Okay. Similar to the weekly has a similar idea, right? So that's one way to trade the market. Big time frame, green candle. You're going to front run this 2-week close. I mean, it has 2 weeks, so it is a bit challenging, and a lot could change from them. Same thing here with the weekly. You can front run this weekly candle close that this is going to close green, right? Again, because if we get a huge rip, you're not going to have time. If you wait for confirmation, there's a chance. So in heavy volatility, when waiting for confirmation, I found can be sketchy. You know what I mean? So yeah, Trump administrated meeting with the banks. 100%. New York is crypto hell. Oh yeah, they had so many weird laws over there. I'm so happy I got out of New York City. It just wasn't healthy for cryptocurrency. No. So let's take a look here because they got the New York bit license and it's just tough out there. 5-day chart still has no signs of a reversal, right? No green candle next to it, no change, but it does have a wick. It got very close to the 200 moving average. It's a very key area of support and resistance. It's almost a bit of a double bottom. It did break the low, though. The 3-day kind of holding the double bottom. See, the 3-day says, no, we've double bottomed. And there's a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance. There is a chance. See, I'm open-minded. I don't know what's going to happen to Bitcoin. If I said every day, oh, I know exactly what's going to happen, then I wouldn't be able to trade it. Last night, I shorted gold beautifully in the trading group. If you jumped on in, I gave you guys a gold short last night. I was going to bed, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to take the gold short. So I saw gold was in a descending triangle. Looked like it was going to go to 43.80. I think it went right there to like 40, went to like 43.85 or something. It was like a second away from that dip. But I saw the gold was going to dump. It didn't look good to me. And we got the move for gold to the downside. Next thing you know, I was up $1,600, and literally I opened the trade 12.39. You know, by 12.46, 15 minutes later, I was up over $1,000. I ended up taking $1,300 out of the trade and letting it rip. And now we came back to our morning update for Bitcoin. So like, this is what you're getting all the time. And then you have altcoins. I'm going through the altcoins all the time. I'm showing you what's happening to altcoins, if there's anything that's worth it. And I'm teaching you guys what I'm looking at and what's happening. So if that makes you excited, and I work every single day, no days off. Okay. Triple bottom for Bitcoin for me, Sammy. I took massive gains on the gold short 333. God bless you, brother. So cool. Yeah, someone in the group said they made the most money they've ever made in a trade last night. Like they had the best trading day of their life. You know, some days I have a rough day. Some days though, I don't even call the market perfectly. And then someone in my group says, hey, I made the most money I've ever made. I love you, Sam. And I realize that I'm introducing people to a new stream of income that they've never thought is possible. And then we're showing them how to do it with proper risk management. And that's just a beautiful thing. So thank you, everyone. When you're successful, I become successful, because I'm not a success if you can't make money. I'm not a success if you can't win, right? I got to find a way to get into your mind, find a way to get into your discipline, and help you curate a way to win. So this looks beautiful to me. I like what we're seeing. $101,000, $102,000 Bitcoin. We could surge back to the upside again. And all you're doing is putting a stop loss below this wick here. Not saying it's guaranteed. The key is I only have to win 3 out of 10 of these reversals. It could take 5 years over time. You know, you have to expand if you're going for bigger money. But it's interesting, right? Just when you think of this concept and you go from there. So, yeah, this is a possible long here on the bigger time frame on weeks. I'm just going to show you kind of the setup that I got right here on weeks here. And so this is an idea that I got cooking that may play out pretty nicely, right? And so take profit would be, I don't know, possibly 101, 244 or 224, right? Yeah, 101, 224. And then my stop would be 73,895. Just seem like, hold on, the one thing about the liquidity today, it's like, yeah, liquidation price 73, stop loss. It's like something weird's going on recently. Like I used to do these trades all the time, and they would give me a higher liquidation price. It's like, I feel like the margin call get tighter? Maybe I'm wrong, but I used to trade 47x leverage, and I would never get a liquidation price below my stop loss when I entered this close to price action. And it's not happening anymore. Look, they're raising the liquidation price. I'm a bit confused. And I guess maybe the funding rate is a little higher now because so many people got absolutely obliterated. So I'm at 47 leverage for years now. For some reason, I have to keep lowering the leverage to get the same results I've been getting for a long time. See, look, liquidation price 74. It's still above the stop loss no matter what I do. And I'm not borrowing more than I used to. I'm confused about it. It's just getting tighter, right? Could be with the lower liquidity, the funding, and the margin shift. Yeah. Yeah, margin has increased. Yeah, it has. I don't trade cross. Yeah, I only trade isolated because I'm not greedy. And I know, cross, I bet 95% of people that trade cross lose everything. And so I'm not into that, okay? I'm not into that. I'm just not into losing everything. I'm into just risking little bits at a time until I hit big. 1,000 for 5,000 is what I'm looking for here. There we go. We finally get a liquidation below the key level. All right. So I know I don't trade Mondays, but I do also see there could be a massive volatility movement here. And Jamie, I think you need to contact Weeks because they're not letting me enter a trade for some reason right now. I don't know what's happening. So help me out if you can. Yeah. Let me see what happened there. Funding rate for Echelon. Yeah. I'm trying to see what's going on there, but it seems like it's not letting me jump on in for some reason. Could be my connection, could be something. I'm not sure exactly. I'll switch off, but yeah. Yeah, just hit them up, say, hey. Oh, there we go. I got it. It's just liquidity is tighter. I got it. Or they responded immediately, but there we go. I think it was me. It was user error. It usually is. And I'm going to bring this down here. Confirm. I'm going to get rid of the partial stop loss. That's, right there. And look, make sure, see, sometimes you delete them both. Make sure you don't do that. And then we're going to move, I'm going to get rid of the partial and move the take profit all the way to the upside there. Not saying this is going to happen. I'm willing to risk it for the biscuit, though. Okay, already up 40, 50 bucks. I say you make 50 bucks in a second. But it's weird, yeah. So there we go. Let's move back in here to Bitcoin. So I did jump into that long. All right, now let's take a look at the 3-day, the 5-day. They could be doing a double bottom here if there's a chance. Or we make a bear flag. To me, we could be bear flagging and then continue lower. Even if we get a bear flag, it looks like we might get just a couple more days. I mean, after massive dumping, usually there's some type of comeback. Maybe not. Maybe it could, I'm open-minded that it could dump all the way to 20K tomorrow. It could pump to 100K tomorrow. See, you can't be open-minded that you're going to become a multi-billionaire, multi-trillionaire, right? Wow. So shoulder, head, right shoulder for Bitcoin here on the 3-day chart looks very interesting to me. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I project the idea before it happens, so I'm ready for it. Very similar to Game of Thrones, where he tells her, have everything in your mind, all processes, everyone that could hurt you, everyone that could double cross you. Like, think about it all. Create every form of space on that chess piece. So if something happens, you already saw it happen. I could see Bitcoin going to 30K. I could see Bitcoin ripping out of nowhere back to 100K. I can see all these possibilities. So when they happen, I'm already ready. I've replayed them all in my mind. See, I'm giving you neuroplasticity through trading. You're going to build more pathways in your brain. I'm going to teach you how to become just really, really good. You got to work with your brain. Trading will make you better with your brain. Shout out to Fox News again, having me on the TV yesterday, and that's going to be a pinned comment for a long time there up on my Twitter account, X account. And thank you to everyone that wrote a comment, supported me. You guys wrote really nice comments. They were amazing. I really, really appreciate it. I have proof divergences work. Look, Trading 101, that's divergence right there. Anyone who doesn't believe divergence doesn't work gets wrecked. I'm telling you right now, divergence is the key to winning. You got to use it and understand it. Right now, we have a bit of divergence here. It's not amazing. Slight divergence, though. You see, we do have a slant down while that slants up, and we're coming back into the oversold region. It's not totally confirmed yet. It's the beginnings. We could still dip lower, but it has the beginnings, the goings-ons of a divergence. Shout out to all the people here. Let me jump on into the chat. I didn't get a chance to speak to the chat except for this morning. And someone says, Bitcoin is ripping. It is. Nice little bounce to the upside. I'm the king of 3%. That entry gave you some gains there if you jumped on in when the lifer jumped on in. Smaller trade, though, they wouldn't make me, like I usually put a huge trade there. But I was, close to the bone on the stop loss. It's interesting. Stop loss was pretty close, too. Yeah. It's the end game. Play for keeps. Yeah. Congrats on the Fox. That was awesome, Sammy. Thank you. Cup and handle on the 1 minute. It's just with those large movements. The price option's so quick. Right now, Bybit, a visual exchanger, has a bug. It exchanges. Oh, why do people keep doing this? Get out of here, man. Even if that was true, why would you take advantage of that? That's fake. You know what I mean? I don't want fake money handed to me. I want real gains that I've earned myself. Anyway, 3-day chart. Let's look at our daily and talk about the daily. The daily, you could say, kind of has a divergence there. It's flat, but this is coming down. I have seen that play out as divergence. You could say, okay, maybe it's a shoulder, head, shoulder. We bounce back to the upside. We need a V-shaped recovery, though. Basically, by February 19th or 20th, we got to be back above 93, 92,000. It's possible. It is. And there's a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance. So the same thing on the daily here, right? You enter with a stop loss below the 2 wicks, but you're front running the tweezer bottom. That's very high risk what we're doing today. I just want to let you know it's very high risk. You got to figure out what you want to do. Don't do what you see a YouTuber do. Don't do what you see other people online do. You got to have your own plan. You have to have a model, an idea, and you have to execute the way you prepared to execute, not way someone else kind of, you can learn my strategy, but you should be demo trading it for a long time till you get comfortable with what I'm doing. If you're not comfortable with what I'm doing and you're riding by the seat of your pants, don't blame me if it don't go right. All right. Don't blame me if you over risk Okay, I am not you. You are not me. I do not press the buy button. Hi, Mom. Thank you. Can you look at XRP? I feel that front running. Yeah, you be like 40%, but that will probably bounce back 20 by today. I would like to buy some cheap strategy. 100 master would be fantastic. I agree with you. We can learn from your trades, GG. Thank you. Yeah. So, and look, very oversold in the stochastics RSI with a bull div there too coming up. Tells me the daily does want to make a bit of a reversal back to the upside. We look at the 12 and the 22. Both of them are also doing their thing. This one actually already did close the tweezer bottom on the 12-hour. That's confirmed. And I would buy that secondary green candle. I've done that many times and it has played out. And you can see how it can be a shoulder, head, right shoulder that could bounce us back to the upside. Otherwise, we're going to make a bear flag, you see? So I feel like either you go nowhere and you make minimal gains and you have to get out and short, or it rips. I don't see it's just going to dump on your face today. After the massive weekend dump. It was a black swan all weekend long. We nailed it for you. Saturday morning, I saw a short. We called it. We hit it. We nailed it. It was absolutely amazing. Everything's been amazing. Everything's been amazing. Bang, bang, bang. Shout out to Zablife. And yeah, we're going to make a mod too. Add a moderator. Just be careful. Don't go too crazy. But I think you'll be all right. Use it when you need it. If you see someone doing something funny But God bless you. Thank you. Okay. Oversold here on the stochastics RSI on the 12-hour time frame. Let's get back to the 8-hour. 8-hour looks like it could possibly be a bullish movement back to the upside. You look for bullish engulfing candles. All right. That tells me that we could get a move back to the upside. This candle can be put inside of this candle. The 8-hour is bullish engulfing. It closes in 15 minutes with a confirmed bullish engulfing candle. Very oversold in the stochastics RSI, suggesting we can get this bounce back to the upside. And then 4-hour has bull div that did play out so far, as the RSI is pointing to the upside, but price is pointing to the downside. However, in these massive declines, bull div is not as strong. It usually just gets you to support or resistance. That's all it does. So there's a good chance that we don't get, what we're looking for. But the key was you got to get above this resistance. So it's kind of a standstill right now. If we can keep pushing, there's going to be a big deal. And you can see how we're looking for possibly a right shoulder here too. That could help us. And then this is a bigger inverted that could help us. And then we back up to this point of control at 89,000. And then everyone can say, you were scared. No, you were scared, right? Let's get the likes up to the watchers. 1,000 people here on the stream, 250 likes. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. Did I do something to offend you? My mom died on Thanksgiving Day. I kept streaming. All right, my foot, my Achilles, give me a like for my Achilles tendon is ruptured right now. And I'm still here for each and every one of you. I can barely feel my foot. It is swollen. It's twice the size. It's been 3 days since a massive injury. Kobe Bryant had it. Jason Tatum had it. Jason Tatum's still not on the court. It happened to him in June or July, something like that, right? So it's going to take me 2 to 4 months to learn how to walk. I'm staying upbeat every single day. I'm focusing on the charts. I'm not letting it get to me. Please hit the like button, man. I'm proving to each and every one of you that no matter what happens to you, you don't take days off. There's no excuses. I could be sick. My mom died. My dad died. My kids were born. I never took a day off. Everyone else has an excuse not to go after their destiny. I got a destiny that I'm going after. My foot's not going to stop me. So hit the like button if you're cool with someone that keeps pushing no matter what happens to their life. That's amazing. That's how the human race made it, baby. So I'm just representing the strength of the human race every day. Each and every one of you, man. I represent you guys. I say the things that need to be said. I represent you guys. This is us. We are you. You are me. I am you. Smash everybody here on the likes. His foot is balloon. Hit that like button. Yeah. Sam, prayers to you on your recovery. I asked for your prayers in return to my parents that put their dog down because he had bone cancer. Sorry to hear that. Sammy, come in handy. You're the greatest, like Kobe and such. I know, right? Is Cosmos blockchain dying or dead? It seems as such. It seems really sad what happened to Atom. It's like nobody talks about it. It's done. It's got a beautiful ecosystem and just turned to absolute zero. All the DeFi, all that. I mean, maybe it comes back when Bitcoin comes back. I've seen things that I thought were dead come back. So you never know. Even Kevin Durant, right? Kevin Durant had a massive, he had an Achilles, right? Injury. So Jason, yeah, man. Jason, man. Yeah, so Jason Tatum suffered a non-contact Achilles tendon rupture. Me too. He had surgery repaired the next day and was effectively sidelined for the rest of the season and potentially the entire 2025-2026 season. You know, he had surgery the next day, man. I've waited 3 days now. I gotta get it going, right? Anyway, so this looks like good divergence, right? And you had a green candle next to a red one. That was the time to jump on in with the stop loss below the low. Nice pump to the upside for Bitcoin. Nice and clean move. Okay, let's take a look at the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour looks good to me too. It just got the pump above the 200 moving average. It's very overbought though. Look for the 1 hour to kind of, if we do get a bit of a move, there's a gap here, but maybe we pump. But to me, because the stochastics RSI is so high, look how high they are. It's very overbought. We may start to round or just kind of turn this into a bit of a flag. Let's look at my 15-minute. The 15-minute is the one we're looking for. It did get above the 200 moving average. I've seen that create a massive pump. Let me show you the last time we got above the 15, right there. And we ended up getting, you didn't get a huge move, but you could take it from 88 all the way up to 90,000. That's great. And then the most biggest move here is when we got above here, we made this flag. I don't remember, we took this 91,000 all the way to 97. So the last big move, and this one here, 1, 2 big moves there, did come when we crossed the 15-minute 200 moving average. This could be the beginning of another big move here, folks. And I can teach you how to not to chase. So if you don't want to chase, but you think it looks good, you got to wait for the 21 to get back to price. That means you need patience. Because what it's going to do is it could continue to pump right now in your face, and you'll be like, oh, I'm missing out. But eventually it's coming back to the 21. That might take 6 to 4 hours. You might not have the patience. Most people don't. It took me years to figure out that you had needed way more patience than you think. You need way more patience than you think. Repeat after me. I need way more patience in trading than I thought I had. Even I'm still learning every day that trades take longer than I thought. That the perfect entries have to be prepared for, watched, and then we plan it in. Okay. So there you go. And I feel like it already kind of did print a bit of a weak right shoulder there. Shoulder head, kind of a weak right shoulder. It's not amazing, but I've seen that play out as such. So for me, nice, right? We're up a little bit. I'm not trying to brag. This is a bigger long-term trade. And if this closes, then I might add to the trade. This just kind of gets me going, gets me into it. Make sure that stop loss is well above the liquidation price. Very, very importante. Okay. So that's the one thing that I want to just talk about is, so we did make a live trade here today, even though it is Monday, but we're not looking to scalp Monday. We're just looking to be what it is. You see what I'm saying? So, like, whatever we see, we're going to just, I like this right here. Sometimes you got to wait for weeks. Yeah, you sure do watch the 1 minute slow down to me. Sometimes you just want to see the price action go. Yeah, exactly. I agree. Yep. You think you can force it, but you can't force that. It is what it is. And we were at 777s earlier this morning. We did get a bounce off 777s. So I urge you, if you want to get into a long, to watch the 15-minute time frame. Wait for the 21 to catch back up the price. Look for this 50 to cross. That's going to be a golden cross on the 15-minute. And whenever I see a golden cross, price is usually higher than it is during the cross. So if we're here, I see prices here in 2 weeks, around February. Oh, not February 3rd, but like somewhere in here. Because when you get this cross, you end up, price engine starts to appreciate usually, right? And it might make a right shoulder here. I see what you're saying. Shoulder, kind of right shoulder there, like a slanted. And it's kind of a cup and handle, right? This is the cup. That's the handle that could break to the upside. Everyone see what I'm saying? Let me redraw it clean just so I'm not like overdoing it here. And I love when I don't know what happens when I lose that undo button, but I don't want to lose it again. But look, this is a bit of a cup. Can we make can we make the handle for the breakout? So we come back down to the 21-day moving average. Hit previous support as resistance because, look, we just hit resistance. So we bounced off support, came back up, hit resistance. So you can see what happened. We came up, bounced right there. And then now we come up and hit resistance. Do we come back now for more? And yeah. Just saw an Epstein file containing info on Satoshi. It's guys, I'm going to say this one last time. Okay? I'm going to say this one last time. And then I'm going to leave it as it is. Okay? I'm going to show you a couple things. Number one, you know me as the giver of truth. I've always been known as a giver of truth. I don't talk unless I know something to be true. I don't push stuff that's not, but hold on. Thomas Crowlow here, right? So I just want to show you, he posts this. Don't be these people. See this? From two. There's no two twos inside of an email. Okay? Satoshi pseudonym is working perfectly. Our little digital gold mine is ready. Funding secured, Jeffrey. It's a fake email. A search of the release Epstein files does not bring up anything with the phrase our little digital gold mine or the address jeffsteinfinancial.net. The email is an image, also has 2 lines. It is fake. So don't repeat stuff that's not true. You'll look like a fool, okay? That guy's always been a little, I don't know, something, I can't put it. God bless him, a nice guy, but it's always something a little weird over there. So again, and then I posted this for you just so you understood, all right? Conspiracy theories linking him directly to Bitcoin's creation circulate online, especially on forums like Reddit, often fueled by his elite connections and the Satoshi mystery. But they lack substantiation. No technical proof, no timeline match. Epstein wasn't known for cryptography work, and the document point only later peripheral involvement. In short, Epstein was a late-stage networker, an indirect funder in parts of the Bitcoin world, not its inventor. The creator question remains unsolved, but it's not him. And just want you to understand that, okay? And make that true. And again, 3.5 million pages of the DOJ. They got people, yes, it's eating flesh, man, is in there. I know you don't believe me, but eating flesh is in there. I've been saying this for years. 10, 20, 12 years ago, there was a documentary on YouTube that told me that all these big elites, the Clintons, all these people were going to Epstein Island. And I told my dad, I said, Dad, we can't vote for these people. They're all going to this island. This girl came out. I read a story about it. You can read a book, too, by Kathy, Transformation of America. Kathy O'Brien. She'll tell. I learned all this stuff 30, 20 years ago. It was all out there. And then it got collapsed and no one believed it. And then it kind of became folklore. You know what I mean? Yeah, they went after Ripple and Stellar, too. Yes. Yeah. And I'll get into more, but I'm just going to leave it alone for now and attempt to be a crypto guy. But, man, you know, look at who's trending right now, right? Bill Gates emails in the Epstein. Steve Bannon in there. Reeve Hoffman. He's in there, but he denies going. He has to go, but he never ends up going. Bill's in there. They're all in there, man. Right? And then look, Mondani. That's Mondani and his mom. How is Mondani connected to these people at such a young age? And then he becomes the mayor of New York City. This is a strange occurrence here. Things are going crazy. Remember her best friend, Harvey? Anyway, it is what it is. But it's out there. This is the news today. I'm not even conspiracy theorying. This is just the news today. Like, this is what's out there in the blatant public. Okay? And they're going to use it to FUD Bitcoin. I'm telling you right now. The less people they can get to buy the Bitcoin, the less they can empower, they can basically keep us slaves. Now, is Bitcoin going to be, is it possibly, it's the digital blockchain that's going to lock us all in? I mean, I'm open-minded to believe. I don't know where the future goes. All right? But I do know one thing. Saylor got roasted in the emails. Yeah, they didn't want him. He was too nerdy. They're like, he doesn't like women. He doesn't like money. We can't trick this guy. Isn't that funny? Right? Beta test. Yeah. You guys should read The World in 2026 by The Economist. Thank you. Yeah. So we're looking for the 15-minute, and again, I don't really care what happens to those files or what goes on. I would like to know that the people that hurt people will pay dearly. But God will take care of that. I trust that God will take care of the people that hurt those women and boys, whoever they hurt. You know what I mean? I don't think they had a preference. They were demonic people, right? So they will get theirs. Focusing on them will only, bring you down to their lower frequency. I'm not going to allow that. So we're just going to focus on beautification. We're going to focus on love. We're going to focus on trading a light into this world because that's what's going to get us going. That's what's going to push us to become better. That's what's going to make it happen. Okay? All this news is old as, exactly. It's old as the Pruder from 100%. Yeah. Anyone like me, we've known this for years. We've known PCG was real. We knew all this was real. Anyway. People laughed at me. They ridiculed me. They told me I was crazy. Everything I've been saying now for years is coming out. The conspiracy theorists seem to be the people that knew what was happening more than anybody else. So anyway, back into Bitcoin, back into what's happening. Yeah. And not one person's getting arrested. Not one person. Like, what's happening? Like, there's names, there's files. Come on now. So the Epstein files are nothing if nobody gets persecuted, if nobody goes after anybody. They're just a billboard for confusion. And it looks like that's all the person that put them out is attempting to do. Don't put out an Epstein list. Go after the people. Show us that it's not happening, that you're going to make it happen. So We're looking for this inverted head, a complex inverted head and shoulder to break on out. We're looking for this flag to bump all the way back to 81,742. You know what I mean? Exactly. Back to brass tacks, Sammy, you got to. But I have to bring it up because some people are selling Bitcoin because they really believe in this nonsense. And they're fudding it, which is great. FUD Bitcoin all you can. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, brother, can you have a look at Aster, please? Thank you. In a second, you got to kind of send a super chat, please, because I might not remember. And then I'll go back to fan funding, and if it's in there, I'll see it. And these people have already paid too, so I have to respect that they paid. So send in a super chat if you want me to go over Aster. It's $1.99, man. And if you can't give, then you're probably not going to receive. Remember, giving is receiving. Every time I give, I receive. So, I'm really adamant about that. Giving is receiving. Once you realize that you must be in a state of giving all day, then God's going to be in a state. See, you reap what you sow. The universe gives you back what you do. If you're in a state of giving, the universe is in a state of giving to you. And all of a sudden, there's always someone giving. Yesterday, someone in my neighborhood that knew me was able to hook me up with a Fox News move. She was giving. She was caring. She was loving because I've been giving, caring, and loving. Okay? Unbelievable, right? Anyway, so we're looking for this 15-minute to make a flag. How long will it take? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably 6 to 8 candles. And I can even tell you kind of the time we're likely going to break out, right? So my system can identify like absolute entries when we're about to make a move. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not 100%. But man, my system, when I go in, like that's the 21 touching. You're supposed to pump. We do. Right? When I go in, it's based off years of backtested data. And it gives me like a real precise idea. Like I can usually find within the 15 to 30 minutes when we're about to pump. And that looks interesting to me. I like what we're doing there. So we've gone over Bitcoin in depth. And remember, I give you the 1 minute 200 moving average this morning. The 1 minute crossed the 200 right there. Beautiful pump. Last night, the 1 minute crossed the 200. Beautiful pump. Look at that. It created the absolute catalyst for the move. And there's always a fast move. Look, when you get above it, look at that. Boom. And then look, this is my sauce right here. The 1 minute was in an ascending triangle above the 200 moving average. So that was a beautiful entry to get in right there on the 1 minute time frame. Sam, this is for anyone whom asked for a TA on a coin. Thank you so much. That's very nice of you. God bless you, brother. Thanks for all that you do for us. Speedy recovery, man. Shout out to Crypto McFurdy. Thank you, Mr. McFurdy. We appreciate that. May God bless you and yours. Thank you guys both for two $20 super chats. That is spot on. You people are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. You didn't have to give, but you did. That will come back to you tenfold. Every time I give, it comes back to me, folks. Every single time I give, it comes back to me. Every single time. There isn't a time I don't give that I don't get that money back, baby. Every time. So remember, continue to give, continue to keep the hand open, and you're able to receive. Shout out to the 1,400 beautiful souls here on the live. I'm loving that. And yeah. And I keep getting on the news, man. This channel's going to blow up. We're going to find a way to win no matter what. It doesn't matter. We'll beat the algorithm with just absolute pure populate. We'll become world famous. So mark my words, I will be world famous. Before I die, everyone will know my name, man. Hopefully for the best reasons possible, not for anything crazy. You know what I mean? But I know it's going to happen for sure, without a doubt in my mind. Silver on the 1 hour. Thoughts on silver? Silver on the 1 hour. So we got 2 super chats for silver. We'll be going to gold and silver for sure. So listen, if you get it now, you're front running the first tweezer bottom of the 15-minute. Sketchy business, but it could end up playing out. I don't do that, especially on a Monday. High risk. I want to see this flag out. It could go either way. We don't know if it's going to make a downward flag or an upward flag. You may go, what does that matter? It's all about the 21-day moving average. The next pump is going to come if we come down and hit the 21, boom. Or we go sideways, hit the 21, and boom. Watch this 21, the white line that I've made, the 21, the 15-minute 21 average, right? That's going to be beautiful. So look for this. I've done this many, many times. I've seen this exact thing play out. I'm like a computer, man. We've done this day in and day out without a day off for almost 2,000 days now. I started this channel in September of 2019. All right. So we just crossed our 7 years on this platform as the Crypto Lifer. Unbelievable. 7 years as a YouTuber. No, there we go. 7 years as a YouTuber, you know. And see, I'm all alone in here. I would love if someone could get me my plaque. Sean, can you contact my wife and tell her, can she come into the studio and give me the plaque? I should always have it here, and I will have it here from now on. That's the way I got to do it. If I yell for her, she might not hear me. But I think, Sean, you can get a way to contact my wife, right? I had 5 short gains last night. Thank you for the education. God bless you, TP Don 1. Yeah, I think you said you made a lot of gains yesterday. I think it was you too, right? Yeah. So people were making gains in the trading group. Last night, someone said he made the most money he'd ever made trading yesterday on a Sunday. And that shows that we just have so much opportunity inside of my Discord. Because when you don't stop and you work every single day, you're going to create opportunity for others. I don't care what business you run. If you work your business 7 days a week and it's educating and helping people, you're going to educate and help people more than almost anybody else because you're never taking a day off. The devil never takes a day off. Neither does God. You know? It's funny. I remember reading the book of John and they asked him on the Sabbath, you know, you're not supposed to be working. Why are you working on the Sabbath? They said to Jesus, and he says, the devil never stops. Remember, he says, like, you know, it's interesting. But, you know, not exactly, I don't remember what happened, but he does something on the Sabbath, and they ask him, why are you doing this on the Sabbath? And he said, well, the devil never stops, right? Like, why are you preaching on the Sabbath? Why are you helping these people on a Sabbath? You know, why are you in the streets with the poor? Because the devil never stops. Remember, Jesus hung out with the poor, with the wretched, with the people that population looked down on. You know, he would see someone hurt, in pain. He would hang out with them. You know, I listened to that, and I always remembered that. You know, I went to Venice Beach, and I live with my sister. You know, when I would go out to the local area, and I would hang out with the street people, man. Sometimes I get them some food. Sometimes they would teach me where to do different things. And many nights, I remember being drunk one time. All my friends were in a big, fancy hotel on the penthouse partying. I went outside because I had to go get something. I don't know what it was. I had to get something. And I see this homeless man, super smart, starts talking to me. I talked to this guy for like 2 hours. I used to sit in the streets and talk to homeless people in New York City. I must have talked to hundreds of homeless people, man. And they taught me so much. And I learned not to be afraid of people I didn't understand. And I learned to kind of embrace everybody, all walks of life. Now, I keep myself in case you never know, but I was never with someone that was going to harm me. You know, and I'll be honest, I know you don't believe this, but some of the people in the street are some of the smartest people I've ever spoken to. Like, they denounce society, but they've read books, they've had time. So it's weird. They're crazy. Like, they can't fit in. They got no money. They're against it all. But yet they actually have some knowledge too. So I've spent years talking to people in the streets, man. The poor, the people that can't walk. This one guy, he was so overweight, and he would sit with all these plastic bags around him in Queens, and you would see him around. I started talking to him every once in a while. Some days I'd be down and out. I wouldn't be feeling good. And he'd be right there. And I talked to him, and he'd give me good advice. And I said, man, that's amazing how you're giving me good advice. And you're on the street, man. I said, you're so smart. Why are you on the street? I don't understand. I always found that absolutely fascinating, mind-boggling. But I believe that, like, good things are happening to me because I've always been good to God's people, man. I've always shared what I had if I could. If it's my knowledge, I share it with you. If I know how to trade this, if I know today the 21's going to touch and there's a good chance you can win, I'm going to teach you. Right? I also can see both scenarios. Like, what if this turns into, like, you know, something like that? It's key. That's why we're going to wait for the stochastics to reset, for them to curve, for the 21 to touch, and then we're going to look for that profile. See, I know the profile of when price action is going to pump, and it happens across the board. It doesn't matter what it is. It's the same profile no matter what the asset is. Someone says, can we enter long trades now? I took a long. It's up to you whether you would like to do the same. It's only down $180. It's there against the wow. It actually works. Sean, you're amazing. You summoned my wife. Isn't that crazy? A man in the Philippines. Conrad. Oh, it's Conrad. Look at that. Conrad's faster than the group, man. Conrad on point, man. Look at that. Hey, man. And so shout out to everybody here. Thank you for 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, man. Amazing. I just want to say you guys got me on TV yesterday. I know that for sure. If I didn't have 100K, no one would want to really pay attention, you know? And so you guys put me on the map. You know, when the news station says, oh, he has 100,000 subs, they go, okay, get him on. You know what I mean? That's incentivized. They want to sell ads. Everyone has an incentive. You got to make sure you can help their business grow or they're not going to, you know what I mean? Even the news is a business, baby. Remember that everything is a business. Nobody wakes up for free, bro. Some people do. Some people that are blessed with high frequency wake up for free, but not everybody. It's very rare to see somebody wake up for free in this world. You know, there's an old ancient saying, water never flows uphill. No one ever does anything for you if it doesn't help them as well. You know, again, I help you, but you help my channel grow. Agreed? So I'm guilty to that same idea, but at least make sure you're giving back to someone as you're getting back. There is a balance. You can be overly greedy and you can find a balance. It all depends on how you want to do it. Love you, Sammy. Best altcoin right now. Right now, I like CC, Canton CC. There's 3 altcoins I like right now that are hot. Stable, Canton CC. MyX actually might get a bit of a bounce, right? But stable, Canton CC. And there's one other one on my radar. Let me see. There's another one on my radar right now. I don't know why it slipped in. River might be worth it because it's been getting a lot of back and forth and it's got good volatility. You see what I'm saying? Hyperliquid held its 50% move for 20 to 32 and kind of sat tight, up 45% in 7 days. So that ain't bad. World Liberty Finance actually is holding pretty good above 10 cents. It's, you know, that's the whole Trump family. And Aerodrome got slammed, but it's back up 8% in 24 hours. Render back to 162. You know, altcoins are bad, but not too bad. Caspa's just holding 3 cents. SEI at 8 cents. I'm happy I got rid of that thing. Near Protocol. And now I have a boatload of capital if I decide to reinvest into any of these coins. Wow, 199 just sitting there. You know, Ondo at 28 cents. Supposed to be the biggest real world asset. Man, BNB back to 778. Midnight had some love, but I didn't jump on the midnight train just because there's been a lot of controversy there anyway, right? And then Sol back to $100. Unbelievable. So remember, back October 10th, before that dump, we could actually go back and play that live stream. Sean, or actually maybe not Sean, but let me see here. That live stream October 10th, that morning, I said, you know what? I'm tethering up. I don't like what I'm seeing here. And I jumped out. I didn't like what I was seeing and I jumped on out. And wow, it's been an insane run since then. What has happened, right? So that kept me in tether. And now, yes, the dollar did lose some, but I don't stress that. Look at this, man. Look at this move. So I'm long right now. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just suggesting that I'm going to take advantage because you got to fit into probabilities that make sense. And this is a probability that makes sense to me right now. And I could be wrong, but I like what I'm seeing. Okay. Don't revenge trade. Don't use small. You know, if you lose, you can't be like, oh, I'm going to make it all back in the next trade. No. Say you lose $2,000. Now you have to trade $200 10 times, man. That's it. You got to build back slow. If you think you're going to make, oh, now I got to make $4,000 back. That's usually the guy that loses another $2,000, another, and then the count's gone. You got to start small, little by little. And once you make some gains, you still got to chill out. All right? 100%. Hey, Sam, your strategy on Buckcoin really did play out. But the butt has to erupt. Yeah, you're a silly, man. I've been looking at this coin Beam. I don't know much about it. Some people are shilling it. They're telling you that it's connected to nuclear. And if we get nuclear war, Beam's going to explode. I don't know about that. But maybe enough people are kind of dumb enough to think that. And this actually might speculate it to the upside. I'm seeing some big Instagram accounts talk about it every couple of days. You got to buy Beam. You got to buy Beam. I think it's trash. I think it's a bunch of garbage. It has a very small market cap. I don't think I would even touch it, but I just want to speculate and watch it. It technically did come back to like a 786 fib retracement, and you never know. So we'll see. But that is a speculative coin. And then one thing I was in was Ghost, right? And Ghost actually started to bounce off the fib. Is it going to continue that? They have a real product, Ghost Swap. Yeah, see how it bounced off the fib, made an inverted head and shoulder? I like Ghost, man. And I'm in Ghost, so we're going to see what happens here to Ghost. It could do some damage. And then last but not least, I'm still in Penguin, but it just took a blitterate down. But look, there it is at the 786 fib near the 618 golden pocket. That is a reversal. Could it reverse like Peanut? Could it reverse? Or is it just going to go continue lower? Only time will tell. So, yeah, so I did speculate in these two coins. I think it's high risk, though, and probably not worth it at this stage. I did make the money on Poly Market, so I figured, hey, it was betting gains, so we threw it in there. Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing here. This is interesting to me. One of two things, it just absolutely explodes out of nowhere. This thing could pump, and then we make the flag somewhere over here. I'm not telling you where the flag is going to happen for sure. I'm telling you your best entry, no matter what happens, when we do get back to the 21, though. Somehow, some way. And wow, and that flag on the 1 minute played out beautifully right there. and we got the pump to the upside, and you can see it's almost in a strange cup and handle. Like there's your cup, there's your handle, and you broke to the upside. You know, and you could just say shoulder, head, right shoulder in a really weird way. Possibly, I'm still experimenting with these fragmented patterns that don't look perfect, but actually prevail over time. Very interesting. Very, very interessante. So, we went through a black swan this weekend, folks. And you know what that means? We do have to look at the CME gap and see how big it is. Take a look at it, take it in, and just give our subconscious mind that information. Doesn't mean we're going to close every CME gap, but it's definitely something we should look at. How do you look at the CME? We're going to show you right now. So you're going to be on TradingView. You're going to go BTC USD, and you're going to go to Bitcoin Futures CME, okay? There's an arrow down there. I guess there's a bunch of different ones, but I clicked this first one. That's all you need. Now look at the size of the gap on the CME. It's huge. Absolutely huge. That was the gap today that we created. You could look at it on the bigger time frames too. It just makes more sense. But that's a massive gap. And I think there was a gap too that we've left up at 93 on the 4-hour time frame, if I'm correct. I remember there being a gap that we did not close. Let me see here. Oh man, I guess we did. Yeah, we closed that one. 88 we did close. Yeah, see, there's a mini gap. It's very small, but there is a gap there. You see it? Very small, but there's a gap there. Yeah, at 92.9. I always remember we never closed this gap either. So there's a CME gap right there, and we made a massive gap this weekend, of course. Okay, a massive gap. And that's, you can see it on like the 1-hour time frame or what, you know. And look at the gap we made this weekend. You can always hit control if you need another, like I can hit control and then I can expand this one, you see? But that's a massive gap. We already entered back into the gap so fast. Like, it's like, oh, no. You don't take that liquidity from us. So again, do we stay in the gap and then dump, or do we go from gap to gap? And that's what I'm going to help you with. We're going to do this. We're going to be on Bitcoin every 4 to 5 hours today. And I don't take days off, man. Except when I go to sleep, and I usually sleep 7 hours. And so I'm only about off Bitcoin for 7 hours a day on any given day. And I give you an update right before I go to bed that covers those 7 hours and kind of discusses what you could be doing and in the different scenarios that are going to play out while I'm in bed. Then I wake up and I go over them again. Then I give you another update when I wake up, doing the same thing for the day. And then we do the live stream, which covers even more. And then we do it again at night. And we just keep that cycle over and over and over again. And it changes everything. It changes everything, right? So, yeah, again, and so I just want you to kind of see this news here too. The drop couldn't stop Bitcoin and Ethereum bulls. Massive buying announced. Bitcoin and altcoins experienced a sharp decline over the weekend, with some seeing this drop as a buying opportunity, others signaling for further declines. Well, there's generally more bearish sentiment at this point. Bitcoin and Ethereum bulls made additional purchases on Strategy and Bitmine. Accordingly, Strategy, the largest institutional Bitcoin bull, purchased an additional 855 Bitcoin last week. And accordingly, Strategy announced it had purchased an additional, we went over that twice, funny, for $75 million. The company's average price was $87,974 per coin. They held 713,502 Bitcoin at an average price of 76,000. And Bitmine, the largest institutional Ethereum bull, announced last week that it purchased an additional 41,788 ETH. So you have to have a 5 to 10 year plan. And you got to buy the lows, right? XRP, and another altcoin mentioned in the latest Epstein documents, said he was pushing Stellar Lumens and XRP out of the picture. Interesting. That's why it made so hard. It seemed like there was a Gensler connection there. Maybe not, but it seemed shady. I can't verify that. I'm speculating. Solana founder reveals how long the bear market will last. Binance CZ unfollows him. It's so funny, right? And CZ getting a lot of flack again. For some reason, I've always liked CZ. I don't know why everyone hates on him. I don't get it, but hey, it is what it is. So there's the CME gap. We've kind of just talked about that. So you could fill the gap and really not much happen. Like you could fill the gap to 82.2 and it's like, it's nice, but there is a gap up there, but it is slim. Can we get the move? All right, let's take a look at the fan funding. People are kind of coming in hard right now. We got AVAX from Tyler Lambries. Let's take a look at AVAX from Tyler and see what's happening to AVAX on the call here. AVAX, long time. I haven't looked at AVAX in a long time. It's a great coin, got a good project, but just, it's sad. You know, coins with good teams that actually had somewhat of a use case, it didn't matter. They all went to zero anyway. It didn't matter. You could do your research, you could be like, And I was saying, all coins just don't look good to me. I mean, they look tough. This is the bottom technically. You know, like this is the lowest we've ever been twice now. We've come to this low. October 3rd of 2023, though. It's been years. It's been 3 years since we've been here. And that high, March of 2024, was the highest time. I remember to sell all the altcoins. Remember St. Patrick's Day of 2024. Something told me that it was, I had a premonition that it was going to be the top of that. And that, ever since then, altcoins have never been better, never been higher than that. That's a slow bleed to me. If you believe in AVAX, yes. I'd rather speculate, wait for other coins to get high, and then use money to swing trade these. So for me, I swing trade altcoins now. I only hold like, I'd say 30 or 40 coins that I believe are going to be worth holding for the next 5 years, and then I DCA to Bitcoin, and then everything else is too speculative for me. Yeah, I've changed the way I trade altcoins. And to me, I think there's just way better than AVAX, but hey, it could bounce from 10 to 30 and then give you some gains. I'm not saying it can't. Ooh. But, you know what I'm saying? It just... And look, doesn't that look kind of like a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder there? Shoulder, head, right shoulder? That could go lower? I guess it takes it to negative. Like, are altcoins just dead forever? So that's what people are wondering. And to me, why not? Why not I just believe they're dead and only trade them if they get back above key ranges? So, like, I'll watch the 4 hour. You get back above the 4 hour 200 moving average. You have, you know, and again, and I think other coins are going to be better to play than AVAX. So I'm all set. I wouldn't touch AVAX till it retested 1440. You're like, oh, but you could get in now and make some gains. Yeah, maybe you can. Shoulder, head, right shoulder, Bitcoin bounces and you become the bottom buyer. Hey, I'll do that for Solana. I'll do that for Bitcoin, but I won't do that for AVAX. It just doesn't work for me. Okay? Yeah. So... Yeah, and you know, I mean, everyone's obsessed with XRP. I think it's just, I don't know, man. Maybe one day they think it's going to replace Bitcoin, and there's that, like, you know, that episode in The Simpsons where Bitcoin goes to 10K and XRP goes to 80K or something, right? I hold enough XRP. If they did the switcheroni, it would be fine. I'd actually end up richer than I am now. So it would actually play out for me if they pump XRP over Bitcoin. I don't see that happening, though. I think it's a fantasy. That people are just kind of, it's like 589, you know? 589, sure. Whatever makes you happy, right? Dude, Pocket Network. I wanted to kind of talk about Pocket Network. I've always liked Pocket. I own Pocket. To see it make a move like this is quite interesting. Up and down, though. Nothing crazy. Yeah, it looked like it might actually continue a little bit and make a flag. I was looking for it to flag out. No. Last night, for whatever reason, Pocket flies from 1 to almost 2 cents. Nice 60% gain out of Pocket Network. And let's go over this. So we talked about AVAX. Is Cosmos dying or dead? I mean, that's a conversation that we could have at any time. To me, I can't believe it. And it looks like it is. No one talks about it. I don't see the devs. It's like ghost town. So can we look at Ethereum? Yeah. Let's take a look at ETH and see what's happening to our baby. Now, ETH is one of the first coins I ever bought into, folks. I just want you to understand that. I started buying ETH when it was... I knew about it at $9 a coin. That's when I first heard about ETH. Someone showed it me in the street and said, I helped develop it. Not me, but the guy said, hey, I'm one of the developers. I helped develop Ethereum. You probably want to jump on in today. And I said, that's interesting. And so, funny, they called it Ethereum yesterday on the show. That's when you went in Ethereum. And it's Ethereum, right? That's how you know someone knows. And again, the masses still know nothing about cryptocurrency. I was on Fox News last night. They didn't know how to pronounce Ethereum. I'm not mad. No, it's great. I think that's a good thing. It shows that we're still at the bottom here, folks. And that's what Tom Lee believes. That's why he's stacking up Ethereum so heavily. I'm just a Bitcoin guy. I'm stacking up Bitcoin so heavily. It is what it is, right? But so you're looking for ETH to do the same thing Bitcoin's doing. Collectively get tight here. And then get this bigger move further to the upside. Also, it'll take us to $2,500 for Ethereum. I think it's a great time. If you sold the top of Ethereum, good time to probably start DCAing back in. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but I like what I'm seeing here for Ethereum. Okay. Funny, Tom Lee tops list of ETH bulls with biggest losses. How much are the losses? Let's take a look, right? Average cost. I just want to see. And again, his drawdown doesn't matter, but we'll see, He's down $6.8 billion. All right, Jackie Trend Research is down $68 million. And he's down $195 million. Swap 3,000 Bitcoin for ETH at 446, taking a $700 million plus loss. longed Ethereum 633 and got liquidated, taking a $195 million loss. So he got liquidated. That's completely different. This guy bought ETH at 1.64 billion, average cost 3,300. That's fine, man. He put $1 billion. To him, 68 million is like $6. Now, Tom Lee, man, he bought 4.24 million ETH for 9.5 billion. His average cost is 3,800, and we're at 23 right now. It's going to take some time for him to get those billions back, but only 1,600 bucks, 1,700. Hey, he'll make it. But look at that. Isn't that crazy, man? And these people are respected. People are driving him around. He's probably in a fancy hotel today, but he's down $6 billion. You know what I mean? It's interesting to think about, right? So we gave you the CME gap. We talked about Bitcoin. We went over Ethereum, and now we're going to rip through all your altcoins that you're putting out here and the fan funding. I got more stuff to show you, too, about the week ahead. And, yeah, we just have so much to do today. And then we earn a live trade. We're going to see if that daily plays out. We're going to see if the 5-minute can, in fact, turn itself into a beautiful flag here. Connect to the 21 and get a continuation further to the upside. Looking for about 81,633 for Bitcoin to hit. That's the key area that we're looking for. That's what we desire, okay? So, yeah. And Trump plans a 12 billion national strategic mineral stockpile to counter China. Interesting. Yeah, you got to start getting it in, right? BlackRock dumps Bitcoin and Ethereum, but bigger this time, bigger than normal. BlackRock kickstarts a new week with its steady Bitcoin and Ethereum deposits. This time it has dumped a massive 621 in. Oh, see, it's funny, dumped in. Isn't that funny? BlackRock dumps Bitcoin and Ethereum again, but bigger this time. So BlackRock kicks off a new week with its steady Bitcoin and Ethereum deposits. This time it's dumped a massive 671 million in Bitcoin and Ethereum. BlackRock has continued to offload Bitcoin and Ethereum in heavier stacks. Oh, no, I'm saying they're depositing Bitcoin to the exchange. Yeah. So they're depositing, this time it's made the largest Bitcoin and Ethereum deposits so far, with the leading asset management firm showing no signs of slowing down its consistent crypto sell-off activities. It has just deposited 671 million in Bitcoin and Ethereum, according to data from on-chain monitoring. Although BlackRock has been consistent with its Bitcoin and Ethereum sales, the crypto community is familiar with this move for the firm. Other times they've rebalanced wallets and they weren't selling anything. So I think that's a lot of FUD. And I wouldn't take that as that's exactly what's happening. Okay. Okay, let's get back into brass tacks here, into the next question. Is Cosmos dead? We answer that. Can we look at Ethereum? We answer that. Can you say, I'm looking to DCA into Swiftcoin. Thoughts? Let's take a look. SWFTC is Swiftcoin, right? And it's on MEXC. It's all over the place, right? I'm not into it. I think I would only swing trade this coin. I'm not into it at all. But if you like it, go for it. I am not dollar cost averaging into something that's at the very bottom, unless it's Bitcoin or maybe even Solana. But for me, no, I'm a Bitcoin dude, man. Possible triple bottom there. That could be the last resort, but who knows? Maybe it goes to 0 too. I don't know. For me, I'm all set. But if you believe in the project, you've done your research, and it makes sense to you, by all means, go at it. But I'm all set. I'm not touching that thing with a 10-foot pole, man. You know what I mean? But that's just me. It does look like it could be making an inverted head and shoulder. It's a bit of a cup and handle. Get above here and retest. Get above the 1 hour 200 moving average. Like, show me something first. Let the bulls confirm that they have some type of control over the price action and change the trend. Until then, trend's still to the downside. You're technically to the downside till you get back above POC there at 0.04%, and right here at about 0.004165. So that's the key area that you're going to be looking for Swifty. And I would stay away from that thing, but you're going to do whatever makes you happy, right? So it doesn't matter to me. I mean, I love you, but you know what I'm saying. You're going to do you. I'm going to do me. We're going to meet somewhere. Sam, this is for everyone who says they need a coin. Thank you. And so someone asked about Aster, and then you sent his super chat. So we're going to do his super chat because you helped him. You helped him out. Aster has a use case. I still hold some Aster because it has a use case, but man, CZ FUDing again. CZ FUD again. Everyone bugging out. This is something I would possibly DC into because it has it actually has a roadmap. I've seen people trade on it. I know James Wynn will talk about it again. Some of the biggest accounts in Twitter talk about this coin. We're talking, I think Jason AI does it sometimes. Gecko does it. A lot of people bring up Aster, man. James Wynn brings up Aster. A lot of people bring up Aster. And so you're looking for the shoulder head, right shoulder, and the break above with the boom up. And then maybe even all the way here to like 2.37. I believe Astra will rise out of the ashes because it's a real DEX that can actually move, and CZ's built an amazing exchange. Anything he had his hands in has done well over time. So, but I already own some Astra. I'm not buying any more. But it tells me that could be possibly your bottom for Astra. It's very sketchy though. Very, very sketchy. Thoughts on silver? And then we have two silver back-to-back, two silver super chats that I can take care of together right now. Let's take a look at silver for you. Silver, hi-ho, away. Silver, right? So let's talk about what happened to silver. It broke below the 4-hour 200 moving average, which is usually a bear sign as well. The daily, bouncing off the 50. And let's look at it on the monthly. On the monthly, it looks like it created a failed pattern, right? With a failed wick to the upside. Again, idea for the monthly is you're just going to pull back now for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months. Like, look, it takes months to consolidate, months to move, months to come back. So you're going to pull your fib. And where we're going to pull the fib from, we're going to zoom in and show you exactly what we're doing here. We're going to pull the fib from this wick here, right? This wick right here. The beginning of the impulse after you came above support, right? So we're going right there. And that looks like, boom, you're up. And then you have to come back to the 21, 618, 786 possibly. This makes sense to me. So I'm looking at silver on the bigger picture. Because not until May did they print the money, right? February, March. Wow, so that could take, I mean, maybe, yeah, this is telling me that it could take a long time for silver to reset. All the way till August of 2026. And then in August, the money starts to change. We get the bounce. We get a little bit of a dip. Boom. And then that's when we really, because they're basically setting up with the new chair in May, right? So he's going to come in. He's going to do his thing. It's going to take some time. I'm not telling you this for sure, but this looks likely to me on the bigger time frame for silver. And I've been more of like a monthly chart guy. It's funny. I've been starting to look at the charts of the monthly a lot, more than I ever have. And I tell you what, man, it's pretty interesting, right? Like to spend that much time on the bigger, because the more I do it, the more I realize like that's what's happening. You know, not the little time frames, it's the big boys. You look at the 2-week chart, has to come back to the 21-day moving average. You can pull a fib here. And you say, hey, man, yeah, you could say because of the spike, it's pretty high. But if you take the entire movement too, it says right there somewhere in this high volume note, $58. So if we can get to 75 that fast, we could probably get back to 58, which is so sad, right? People had a rush to sell their silver at the top. So insane. But hey, it is what it is, right? Oh man, I forgot about the silver that I had in Kinesis. I should have sold all that at the top. I forgot about it. Remember when I told you I'm going to start stacking silver? Man, I have some premonitions that are pretty crazy. Remember when I opened up Kinesis and I said, everyone, I'm going to start stacking silver? You were like, is he really? That's crazy. Go to CryptoLoffer.com if you want out more. We made silver trades that did very, very well. You could have taken advantage of those trades in the gains on gains too if you want to check it out. This is free once you join my server. I gave a Gwei call that ripped to the upside. Absolutely beautiful. I gave a gold call that just absolutely destroyed the game. We started talking about gold back there before all the frenzy happened. I gave this silver call. We were going to bounce and rip all the way to like $100 and 114. Nailed it. This silver call where they dolphin dipped it, but then they said their entry is there. They just took the stop loss out. I see us going higher. Crazy, even though it's not conventional. Accurate Bitcoin dump to the downside, that right shoulder down. We nailed it. We got so many calls here on the channel, and it does not stop, folks. It does not stop. ACU too. We went over this on a weekly screen share a week and a half ago, somewhat. That thing pumped for 230% in like a day and a half. Auction also did rip to the upside. We found gains, baby. It wasn't too bad. We have a beautiful Bitcoin call out the flag, 21 touching above the 200. We get the pump to the upside. Alchemy Pay ripped. ChatGPT ripped. MyX ripped. AI Companions. And wow. And the list goes on and on. Another accurate Bitcoin call. You see the same thing. The 21 touching above the 200. Boom. I can only show you this over and over again until you decide to demo trade it. If you don't make the emotional connection inside your brain for neuroplasticity to connect to the idea that I'm giving you, then you won't be able to execute it. Anyone can learn TA, but can you live TA through your own mind? That's the key. Do you believe in it the way you see it? Or do you second guess it all the time? And that's kind of what I'm talking about. You got to believe in your technical analysis once you got it locked and loaded. So what do I see happening for silver? I mean, I see this as a flag because it's below the 200 moving average. And I think it was kind of like a joke here. Like it was kind of laughter and, yeah, look, $45 silver. So to me, I see a pretty fast collapse of silver here. And what they're doing too is they're crushing retail, man. They got them to forget about Bitcoin. You know how many people probably sold Bitcoin and ran into silver? Now they're down huge and they're panic selling silver. Now they got no money to buy Bitcoin at the low. You have to do opposite of what the masses are doing. You got to sell gold when everyone's jumping on in. You got to buy Bitcoin when everyone tells you Bitcoin sucks, right? I've been telling you guys this for a long, long time. It gets simple because you've been doing it. I've been doing this for so long that I don't get tricked by them. I do not get tricked by them. Or whoever it is, the market makers, price action, whatever you want to call it. And again, why are they dumping silver? Because they didn't have the contracts that they said they did. So it's all paper. They sold silver to people on paper. There's no money to get. There's no silver to get. They can't come redeem the silver. So what do? They have to crash the redeemable, right? The redeemable the redeemable assets so that you can't get your money, that you lose all your money. You can't ask for the silver. So basically, you owe money to them. You're going to basically demolish them. So retail got demolished, so they never had to pay on silver that didn't exist. It's kind of sad, but it's a fact. And it makes a lot of sense. Wow, a lot of super chats in today, more than I've seen in a long time. Channel is blowing up again, man, and we find ways to win no matter what. This market wasn't doing well. I end up on TV. You see what I'm saying? Have faith, everyone, that no matter what, we're going to keep pushing. This channel is going to continue to move. No matter what, we're going to continue to make it happen. We've got this. You can, you will, you are the best. Never stop believing in yourself. Never stop believing in the message of God. Never stop believing that you can do anything you put your mind to. I made it this far. I'm going to continue to make it further. I'm not stopping now after one time on Fox News. I'm going to be on TV again and again and again, baby. This is just the beginning. We are just getting started. And I know you know this, but I love saying it. Silver on the 1 hour time frame, somebody said, it could be making an inverted head and shoulder like Bitcoin. It could start to bounce back to the upside here. How would we know? Well, just the same thing as Bitcoin. You'll get above the 5-minute 200 moving average with authority. You'll bring the 21 with it and you'll get a bounce. There's a chance this is a shoulder, head, right shoulder. There's a chance we've come back. The one thing I will tell you is I see them printing tons of money. And if they continue to print money, I don't see how Bitcoin doesn't continue to go up in value. You see what I mean? Bitcoin's been pretty sideways, 78,900 to 79,1. Nothing to write home about. We're up 3.96% in the trade. It's looking strong, like we're going to tweezer bottom here. And we may be playing for a beautiful bottom call here on the channel. And that's what I do, man. I'm really good at buying local bottoms and selling local tops. I'm not that good at shorting local tops because I'm usually taking massive profits there. And then I just want to walk away from the chart for a second. I go smoke a cigar. I go relax. No cigars now. They got my foot. I don't want to be putting any smoke down there, right? So no cigars, no jacuzzi, because you don't want to put a swollen foot in a hot jacuzzi. Not good for you. That's not going to be that's not a good look for me. So I'm not doing that either. Elevating my foot here. I have a ruptured Achilles, everyone. If you're just jumping on in, I have a ruptured Achilles. Same thing that happened to Kobe Bryant. Same thing that happened to Kevin Durant. Same thing that happened to Jason Tatum. It happened to Sammy. Hey, it happens to the best, man. I'm in good company. I got to look at the bright side, man. There's no other thing I can do. I'm not going to be able to walk for 2 to 4 months. Imagine that. My ability to walk is taken from me for the next 2 to 3 months. And it happened overnight. It happened in a second, man. It happened in a second. Love you, Sammy. Best altcoin right now. I think we answered that. The ones we like to swing trade right now. I don't know if anything is the best. Yeah, I'm looking for this to bounce off the bottom here. Could be a really good entry for Penguin. A lot of people talk about it. Even James O'Keefe posted about it. I think we got to have to and he gets put up for other things. And then you can see how there's cross-reference in the information. And that could indirectly put Bitcoin at the front, I mean, the Adam and Eve did play out, but look, it did come back down now. Oh, wow, the Adam and Eve played out 300%. Again, it was pumping when we looked at it. I didn't really make a call on this. Someone brought it up on the morning, so I'm all set. I'm not buying into that right now. But you know what you are, if you're serious about your technical analysis, which I find plays out on these coins. People don't realize that as previous resistance, you're coming back for support. And maybe you channel this and bounce out. If Bitcoin bounces, it kind of could take the whole market up in euphoria. Remember, we took a massive black swan dump the last 2 days. It took a lot to sell the price to the downside. And remember, bookmap, link in the bookmap, the description below, it shows us where liquidity is hiding. People don't know that we can see their stop losses, but we can. And this is saying, hey, there's a bunch of stop losses up at 95,000. See it right there? And the biggest red today is 82.5, suggesting we do go to, so this likes to go to the biggest red. The biggest red now just came in at 82.5. Someone just put in a massive short, and they can get massively liquidated there at 82.5. That's a good thing for us. Remember, we make our money on short squeezes. When they squeeze people to the upside, that's how I get it in. And I've been able to do this for a long time. Many different indicators that I use to find where that bottom is. River looking, oh no, silver saw, I saw ER, right? Let's take a look at ZBCN from Omar Lopez. He asks for Zebekin, Zebek Network. Omar, thank you so much for the $1.99. May God bless you. Thank you so much for coming on in. Hyperliquid and AOIZ. And if you want more super chats, send them on in, folks. We only have 20 minutes left to get it in. I don't know where the show went today. I just started the dang thing. I don't know how 2 hours goes by like this. I guess sometimes I have to stream for 10 hours a day. 10-hour-a-day streams every day. What if I did that and never stop? That would be nuts. So Zebekin is in a bit of an ascending triangle, is it not? And it's touching the 21 above the 200. I look for this for gold, for moves. Now, the only thing I would do, see, this is what I do. The old me would do this, and likely, sometimes in low volume gets stopped out. The new me does this. I go for a higher target. I put smaller amounts in the trade, and I humble myself. Okay? This has a less chance of losing than the one I showed you up here. Because you're below the 200 and the support and resistance that's covering it, there's a better chance. Zebekin looks good to me. I like that you brought it up. It means you're a lifer. You understand what I put out, what I preach, what I talk about. Remember, it's going to take us a couple days to get back to, exactly how we were doing everything because it just, not a perfect setting here. But wait for that to hit. I would give that to the group for an alert. Thank you so much for ZBCN. And we've been trading this coin on and off for a long time. It's not like we just heard about it. So if you're in the group, you're like, oh yeah, we know Zebek Network. Thank you so much for the super chat, Omar. We appreciate that. Very nice of you. How to remember your name that fast? I don't know. But blessings on blessings. I wasn't looking. Let's take a look at AOIZ and see what's happening. Oh man, this used to be the best D-pin coin in the game. Remember D-pin, D-pin, D-pin? Whatever happened to D-pin? A lot of narratives just disappeared, huh? Turned into nil or nothing. Let's look at AOIZ on Coinbase. Wow, it's actually getting a bit of a pump from 6 cents all the way back to 8 cents. Oh no, 6.8, sorry, no, 6 cents to 8 cents, up about a little 12%. Doing something that we just kind of talked about before though. See how it has that like rising wedge type of behavior? Wow, these things got absolutely demolished. Wow, altcoins took a beatdown, folks. Yeah, all the way back. And again, what you would do is you would zoom in here and you'd look, okay, where is my highs and lows? That's previous resistance. There's some support there. There's resistance there. And then if not, you drop to the low. So to me, like this kind of has to be the bounce. Could be the lowest price you could ever get for AOIZ. I still hold this coin, but man, so depressing, right? It's just like, wow. Shoulder, head, possible right shoulder for the bounce, and you're trying to buy the absolute bottom right there. Pretty sketchy. Remember, false move Monday, I would not be going hard. And there's a chance they take me out right here too. So be careful. I would have to open up again. Do it 10 times. If I lose 7 of them, I still win. If I post up over here and eventually, if I lose 7,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, but 3 of them hit, I'll make money. Why am I longing a head and shoulder that's going to dump in my face? Honestly, I'm just speculating to see if they're going to give us a bounce. It's probably more likely that this just turns into a bear flag and dumps. My whole thing is if it does that, I don't think I'm going to lose much of the trade anyway. So it's kind of like a free pass. Every once in a while, there's a free pass. After the massive dumping, I see sellers really, really off. I don't see them continuing. And we got to have at least some sideways price action before they continue. Just like when you pump, you have to consolidate a little bit. You're not just going to continue to rip further to the upside. I've never seen that. It's unlikely. So, yeah. Let's get back into the chat. Thank you. I love the chat. The chat gives me so much. Hyperliquid, Sammy, please. Let's take a look at Hyperliquid on the charts. Hyper, and I think you're going to have to write liquid, right? I just know there's a hyper and there's a hyper liquid. It's weird. Why am I? Is it hype? It's hype, right? Yeah, it's hype. Okay, so first thing I want to see, the daily got back above the 200 moving average. The daily made a very strong bull div. That's interesting. That's very important. You see that? We bounced. Previous support became resistance. We got a bounce there too. And then the daily's inside this flag that could break up further to the upside, which sends us to about, 50.5? That looks interesting. And, Hyperliquid has a real use case. It actually does something that people can use. It's a decentralized futures exchange, with leverage. So to me, yeah, it's like Aster. It's got something to it. It actually can produce income. It's got a team. People believe in it. Right now, I like what you're saying there. Look, it's in a flag touching the 21. One of two things can happen. It could continue to explode, or it's going to kind of consolidate with this Bitcoin move. And then when Bitcoin pumps, they're going to pump together. Yeah, Hyperliquid looks like it could get busy here. Back to 50 pretty fast. I look for Hyperliquid to kind of go sideways. Look for the 50 to cross that 200. And I see a move back up to 50 for Hyperliquid. Bitcoin seems like it wants to go back to this red dot here at 82.5. I'm going to stick to that idea. Until further notice, I'm long on Bitcoin to 82,500. And I'm not flip-flopping. All right, no flip-flopping over here. Tomorrow, I got to go live at 8 to 10 because I have a ruptured Achilles, and the only appointment they gave me was 10:45 tomorrow. I will be going to the doctor to find out all the information. We're going to go over all the different ways they could cut me open. It is minimally invasive. They have these little arms now. They're going to go in. I just can't believe I have to get surgery, man. I thought my dad never got surgery my whole life. My dad never got surgery. So the day he died, I never saw. My dad never got surgery. Can you believe that? My father never. He got, besides dental. Everyone gets some dental stuff, right? My dad never got surgery in his life. Never. One time I think he had a broken foot when I was a kid, he told me. And he broke his ankle on the job when he was out west. He wrapped it in tape every morning and worked on it anyway. 2 weeks he came back, his body went into full fever and he collapsed in Boston. They took him to Mass Eye and Ear and he spent 3 days in the hospital. I don't remember it. I was 3 years old. That was the only time I ever knew that my dad was ever hurt, ever in my whole life. My dad was I never seen my dad at the doctor's office. My dad went to the doctor for a checkup. My dad ate well. My dad took care of himself. And next thing you know, his heart exploded out of nowhere. Pretty shady, But it is what it is. My parents should still be here. Late 60s, my dad looked like he was going on the 90, man. I was so proud of him. But it is what it is. But yeah, my dad I'd never seen my dad get an operation in my life. He was so, he kept himself careful. He took care of himself. He spent years on the iron. So he was careful after he got off that iron, man. You're working hundreds of feet in the air. I like Hyperliquid. I like it. It looks like it's going to consolidate and continue to the upside. I would pay attention for a swing trade on Hyper. If anything could pump, Hyper looks like it's, because it's got real use case. People believe in it. It's got long-term holders. So it didn't dump as bad. It held some key levels, and it is also speculative. People like to jump in, and a lot of people know about it too. It gets tweeted by some big people in the space. So Hyperliquid can get volume fast because it's known. It has a use case. It's an actual swap. It's extremely oversold in the stochastics RSI there. MACD looks like it's turning, and you're above the 200, touching the 21. It's telling me that it's a buy. Again, the TA tells me it's a buy. I don't know it's a buy. I don't hold it anymore, so it does not matter. Bitcoin Bill giving the memberships away to every single one of you as a membership. And there's alert on ZBCN. You can see how I use those alerts and how they come at me to tell me what's happening. Back to Bookmap again. 82,500 is the case for Bookmap. Back to the trade, up $36. Not a big deal. I didn't put tons and tons of money here. I'm just building the idea that we could get this bottom out back to the upside. So, wow, we went over a lot today that makes sense. Let me jump back into the chat and interact with my chat and my peoples. And we're going to look at that live chat and see, where is everybody from today? How many people we got from around the world? Just say where you're from. Let me know what country you reside in. And shout out to everybody here. We had a huge stream today. 1,400 people on the stream. One of the biggest streams we've had. One of the biggest streams in crypto right now, period. No one's retaining people like we are, man. Nobody. We are the strongest running trading stream in the game. Straight up. I love everybody, but we keep pushing. The go to Sarasota, baby. We got North Carolina, Germany, Singapore, Miami, Netherlands, Latvia, SoCal, Norway, Tampa Bay, Florida, Canada. Unbelievable. Chicago, Scotland, Australian, mate. Yeah. Canada, unfortunately, I know, right? Chicago, Tunisia, Romania, Dubai, Michigan, the Netherlands, London, Malaysia, Oklahoma, Boston, Kentucky, Miami. Unbelievable. Maryland, dirty Jersey, man. I feel you. I lived in New York. Roll Tide, Romania, Portugal, Tampa, India. Snowy Tampa. Is it really snowing in Tampa? Get out of here. It's funny, right? It did not snow in Tampa. Concerning ex-Seahawks QB Russell Epstein files, news emerges. Oh my gosh. Russell Wilson's name surfaced in the Epstein files conversation after a 2019 email tied Jeffrey Epstein mentioned the former Seattle Seahawks quarterback as a potential buyer for a private jet. I mean, just because you talk to the guy, you know, some people didn't know what he was up to, man. But I get it. It's so shady that if you talk to him, people are like, well, you're shady then. You know, I get it. But he went after people too. You have to remember that. So he could have, you know, I could have been in a party one day and there's a picture with him trying to talk to me. And everyone say, oh, Sam was with Epstein. You know what I mean? So you really, it's easy to paint someone. You really have to look at their actions. What were they doing? Trump threw him out of the club. Trump thought something weird was going on. He knew it wasn't a good look. And maybe Trump had plans for the presidency years ago and knew it was going to halt him. Whatever it was, right? Epstein was connected to all of Harvard as well. Not everyone was a bird, but I definitely think a lot of them were. Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah. Millionaire narratives tied to Schroeder continue spreading. Yeah. Republic of Texas. So look, and Ethereum is going to do what Bitcoin does. We can get a right shoulder and don't lose the 200. This is just a nothing burger, right? And remember, the trend is pretty much still to the downside. Okay. Look at this guy. He writes Trump like what a weirdo, man. What a weirdo. I can't verify that, so I wouldn't say yes or no, but I firmly believe that doesn't make any sense. But hey, whatever you want to believe, if you believe that, no one can change you from that. The thing is, your mind's full of cobwebs, man. Just get that out of your mind and focus on the charts. It doesn't matter to us. What matters is you, bro. Are you going to make it out of this rat race? Are you going to get out of the 9 to 5? How many people are still in the rat race and you spend all your time obsessed with this stuff? I'm not in the rat race anymore. So, I mean, I'm grinding, but I don't work for nobody. I'm my own boss. I do not have a boss, and I will not work for someone for the rest of my life. If you still have a boss and you spend your time doing this, I can do this. I have some free time. I don't have a boss. I'm out. And I still don't do it because I know it's not worth it. If you spend your time doing this and you still have a boss, you're getting it twisted, man. All right? You got to fire your boss before you can sit there and go over conspiracy theories all day long. You got work to do, man. You got to study money. You got to study finance. You got to get yourself out of the situation you're in. Stop focusing on things that won't help you and do nothing for you. This is my dad used to tell me. You're on the internet all day, Sam. What the heck did it do for you? He used to say. I'll talk to you like my dad talked to me. And again, hey, Dad, how's it going? You on the internet again? Yeah, why? I'm just researching stuff, man. They went to the islands, Dad. Can you believe this? You're voting for these people. Sam, what does it do for you today? Sam, I'm going to hang up with you if you keep up this stuff, man. I can't take it anymore. This is what my dad used to say to me. I can't do it anymore, Sam. Seriously. You know, are you okay? Are you all right? He used to say. Are you mentally okay? Oh my gosh, man. Spend time on this stuff because this stuff in politics nowadays, and sadly, politics affect people. I'm not saying that. You can spend time on it. You can understand it. But get yourself situated first before you go deep diving, and it takes so much of your time, okay, that you can't figure it out, right? 78,650 for Bitcoin. Multiple AI, the social media having AI create their own tokens, flooding markets. I put $1 of them as soon as they hit the market. 19 out of 20 die out. 1 out of 20 goes up. Yeah, why would you do that? Stay away from that stuff. Sounds like you're just firing bills off to nowhere, man. Sounds like all our dads, right? Did all your dads die? I mean, your dad was born in the 1940s like mine. He wasn't going to put up with all that nonsense, man. I was trying to save him, though, too. I was trying to open his mind. He goes, I do my son the same way, LOL, right? Like, focus on what matters, son. You know? Then tell me about all the nonsense when I see that you got to put together. I get it. I'm obsessed with crypto and my family and work. That's all I need right now. I'm working the night shift like you did years ago, every single day. God bless you, man. I know how that was. I did the night shift. Well, you're on the same path as me. I was on the night shift. You know what's the beauty of working a night shift? Where everyone's doing the day stuff, they're kind of caught up. They get easily influenced. You're home sleeping. You have time to focus on what you're going to eat, on working out. And then you go to that night shift, and while everyone's leaving the city or leaving their jobs, you're going into work. And there's kind of a juxtaposition there where you're in a different state of mind than the masses. Your frequency is a little off kilter, which is good. I think it's a good thing. It helped me, Worry about what you control. That's what I believe 100%. I actually worry there's no such thing as worrying. Look, every time you have a problem, I have a problem. Represented by P. Okay? I'm going to make 2 pi circles. Okay, can you do something about the problem? Like, can you take action right now? Like, I hurt my foot. Can I go to the doctor and find out? Yes. Check. Okay, can I not do anything about it? What if I couldn't do anything? What if it was your foot and I couldn't force you no matter what I told you? What does worrying do? Worrying sits in the middle. Worrying does nothing. So either you do something about it or you can't do anything about it. Worry doesn't exist. I learned the word worry was created by somebody to brainwash you. I don't use it anymore. I literally sat in my diary 2 years ago. I was alone one day and I said, fake emotions acting real. I said, if I believe in God and I stay in the present, I'm full of love. I said, so I can't be in fear because I know God's got me and God's protecting me at all times and God's creating a beautiful reality for me. So I can't be in fear. It doesn't make sense. Okay. And so if I can't be in fear and I know God's got me and I stay in the present moment, then what am I worrying about? Once you worry, it's like you've lost faith in God. Isn't that funny? Because now you think that there's some bigger power than God that's going to make it worse for you, and it's not. Worrying doesn't exist. I learned it was a made up idea given to the masses. Brainwash yourself out of worry. Get that word gone. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't exist. It doesn't really exist. It's a made up imagination. When you're worrying, you're doing absolutely nothing to change the situation. You're just sitting there. There's no such thing as worry. It doesn't exist. Don't you get it? I sat there one day and I was like, but everyone you meet is like, I'm worried about. Go hang out with all your family and friends. I guarantee within the first 20 minutes, they're going to tell you something they're worried about. Oh, I'm worried about my car. I'm worried about the storm. And some people, they're actually good. They got good mindsets, but they use the word worry all the time because everyone else uses it. You got to, when you get yourself away from, when I extrapolated myself from the work, I started living, number one night shift, but I started doing my channel home alone. I wasn't out with everybody anymore. I wasn't hearing the conversations at the water tank, you know what I mean? Like at the water cooler, you know what I mean? At work, where everyone's discussing the goings-ons. So handle life like a boss, 100%. Are you sure that Bitcoin is pumping? No, not at all. This is high risk. You should be waiting for this candle to close. I'm jumping the gun here for sure. Yeah. I might lose easily. Saint Germain told me to never worry about money or it won't come to you. 100%. Since I've been watching you, Sam, you have made all my doubts leave my head. There's no such thing as a doubt. Why did you have one? If I had any doubt, how was I going to make it here as Crypto Lifer? I would have never made it on Fox News last night if I had doubt in my life. I would have doubted that they would have put me on. I would have said, no one's going to listen to me. Who wants to hear me? I didn't have any of those thoughts. I believe God filled me with a light and a love that I need to spread around the world. I'm going to get as famous as I can to spread as much light and love around the world as I can. If all I do every day is preach love, light, and happiness, teach people my education, I'm doing what I got to do every single day. I'm producing content that battles the negative energies. The devil's out there producing horrible stuff. People are doing absolutely insane things. You can see it. You can read it. They're making moccasins. I'm not going to say how or why. They're making moccasins, and you know what I'm talking about. They're wearing the moccasins. Are you kidding me? People are sick. These people are sick. Where can I see the Fox News interview, Sammy? On my Twitter feed at cryptolever.com. It's right here. It's in my pinned comment. And I can click on this right here and hit copy link and paste it right for you here so you can jump on in. If you want to trade where I traded, you want to make the gains people are making, you want to short, you want a long, you want access to the best, go to Weeks, BTCC, or MEXC. These are my 3 favorite exchanges in the game. Right now, if you trade BTCC, they're giving you gold. If you trade gold, US Tether, they're giving gold. Interesting. If you get to a certain amount of volume, exchange for a gold bar, baby. Yeah, check it out after the stream. And it's on their website. Thank you. Yeah, it's still on the website too, Fox News. Did they put it all by itself? Did they clip it out and put it on the website alone? That would be so cool. Fox5dc.com. Okay. Be cool if there was just my face and they're like, crypto YouTuber talks about Bitcoin and gold, you know. It was on the site though at fox5dc.com. And shout out to fox5dc.com for let me jump on into their airspace, man. What a blessing that was. Like, thank you so much. Okay. I have it loaded, Sammy. Let's go. Thank you. Congratulations, sir. Thank you so much. It's very nice of you. 1 minute getting closer. Dead cat bounce. Bearish divergence on the weekly is going to take the price down to 65,000. I firmly believe that's possible. Yeah. It looks like the daily just could make a bear flag here, go sideways, and then continue to dump. It just like we'll have 4 or 5 days more of sideways price action before we get the dump. That was the best segment on crypto I've ever seen on mainstream media. Thank you so much. That's so nice of you to say. God bless you, Jamal Antonio, with those good keywords, man. Coming through on the algo. Thank you. Thank you. Now, I will speculate on altcoins throughout the day. I'll be looking at different things, but Monday's not my day. I would take it as I wouldn't go too hard. Even in the trading group, I'm usually not too active until tonight because I just don't like the volatility, and I don't want to get people wrecked and rocked by chasing price action that doesn't have a stable liquidity. Until we get that movement throughout the day, then we can kind of start to balance ourselves on out. Okay. Shout out to all my people. Shout out to my elite traders. And again, when you join my trading group, what do you get? I just want to talk about it. You get me posting my charts and video updates every single day. You get my altcoin charts and updates every single day. You get some of my leverage scalps. Sometimes they're kind of mixed in there, but if it's a very small 1 minute leverage scalp, yes. Then you get the elite traders like Stack McChain, Sean, my whole team, man, that puts out awesome coins. They've been with me for 5 years now. These are my peoples, man. And they're spot on. And look, there's so many altcoins in there that I'm not even gonna, you're going to get a lot of information there thrown at you. Get ready, get excited. All right, then we got Stack on the radar. Love is love, lifers. Yeah. Exactly. Blessings on everybody out there. Thank you so much for jumping on in. And remember, man, everyone disappears but the lifer. Most people can't trade when the market does this. The show stops showing up. We were on TV on the worst dump of the world. I was on TV in one of the biggest dumps in crypto history. That'll go down in history, man. A black swan. I was on Fox News during the black swan, man. Unbelievable. And I was clear, level-headed, and we nailed it because each and every one of you have given me that confidence. You guys have showed up and made sure this show is strong, and because the show is strong, I believe I'm good at what I do. Don't you realize how much you have given me the energy to forward? God has produced each and every one of you beautiful people. You've come to the stream. And then you've given me love, man. And you've given me love. Blessings on blessings on blessings on blessings for all. Thank you, Dirty Skirts. I double that. Hit the like button. It's so easy. It is. Nothing's easy, but hit that like button, please. It won't mess up your hair. Hey, I still got it over here. But bless you all. Thank you so much. But each and every one of you made this happen for me. You really did. If you guys didn't show up every day, I wouldn't be as confident. I wouldn't talk as well. I wouldn't look as good. Maybe I'd still look as good. I don't know. But I'm just saying, you guys are awesome. And girls. There's guys and girls, older people, younger people, people of all ages here on the channel, people from all around the world that you can see. We really bring people together on this channel. This channel encompasses love, encompasses education, encompasses progressive nature. Love is the strongest frequency in the game. If you live in love, you cannot be denied, folks. If you live in love, you cannot be denied. You're the GOAT, brother. Congratulations on everything. Jesus loves you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I nailed it up. And I was listening to the book of John. Remember, he says, if you don't know me, then you don't know my God. Right? And he's like, if you see my behavior, then you know my behaviors of God. They're not of mine. He says, these are not what I do. I do what God tells me to do. When he's basically saying, like, you doubt me, but I am not the one to doubt. I am doing these things through God, so how could you doubt me? He says, I don't understand. He's almost like mind boggled that the Pharisees and the rabbis don't believe him. They think he's a magician, a sorcerer. He takes a man, Lazarus, who's dead, and he brings him back to life, and they still don't believe him. Can you believe it? He brings Lazarus back to life. They still don't believe him. What else did he have to do? What else can he do? Right? And the rabbis said they decided they were going to kill Jesus and Lazarus because they didn't want anyone to know the story. They wanted to snuff him out, man. They wanted to snuff him out, man. You know what I mean? Confident you'll be back and stronger than ever after your recovery. Thank you so much for all your wisdom. Thank you so much, man. And he was dead. Yeah, Lazarus was dead for 4 days, and he could have went and saved Lazarus, but he didn't. Why? He wanted the people to weep and be sad. He didn't want, but he wanted them to weep and be sad. So when he came back, it was even more like he could have saved Lazarus from dying. Instead, he waited where he was. He had to stay there for a few days. I think he was in Galilee. I think he was still in Galilee. I should remember it all, but I don't. But then he comes back and he saves Lazarus. Oh, the people are all crying. They're all crying. And he goes, Lazarus, come out. And Lazarus gets up and walks out in a mummy outfit, like he can't even see him. And he says, take off the clothes and let him free. Unbelievable, man. He had to do so much to teach you the way, man. He knew Judas was going to double cross him. And John said, please tell me who it is. And he says, the one who I dip the bread into the wine and give it to him. That'll be the one that betrays me. The second he hands him the bread and the wine, Judas leaves and goes to betray him. Unbelievable. Anyway, I love you all. I thank you so much for being here. I'm so grateful to each and every one of you for being behind me all these days of my life. As I struggle through my foot injury, I know that everything will happen good for me. As I struggle through my foot injury, I know that every good thing will happen to me that is supposed to. I know that my foot is just a way to slow me down, to look around, and to not focus on the money, to not focus on my little bit of fame that I'm getting here. You know what I mean? Because God is the one for all of this to happen for me. And I truly believe my foot got hurt so I can just find my way closer to the Creator. I'm not upset. I'm not complaining. I'm grateful that my foot is broken. I'm grateful that my foot has to have surgery on. I'm grateful for every day of my life. I'm grateful for my right foot that I still have. I still got a strong right foot, man. What if I didn't have both my legs? I'd be really jammed up. Like, I can stand up today. And I put pants on, folks. No matter how hard it hurt me, I'm not here in sweatpants. I put pants on, nice pants. Like my dad told me to. My dad said, don't you be sitting and flip. And I don't like being in sweatpants. I put my pants on today, all right? And I could have mailed it, and I could have sat in sweatpants. My foot is swollen. But I don't do that, man. I do it just like my grandfather, just like my dad did. I love you all. I appreciate you. And Jesus said to them, I am no thing without the Father within me. So be it. Yeah, he said, I am nothing without the Father within me. Yeah, 100%. Exactly, you said it. Always be grateful. Now I did wear sweatpants, but I also had some major breaks as well. You're funny. Jimmy's boy, man. Why for broker Tibby? I'm so sorry to hear that. That's right, Sam. God's got you. You have angels watching over you now, brother. You can't lose. Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to everybody that prays for me and my family. Shout out to everybody that sends positive energy to me in my life. Shout out to all the mentors and the people that have reached out to me to help me, to save me, to be there for me, and to keep me on the right way, man. Everyone, I love you. I appreciate you, and I'll be back tomorrow for another amazing stream. Remember, 8 a.m. tomorrow. Write it down. 8 a.m. tomorrow. Get ready. I have to do it at a different time. Okay? I have to do it at a different time. Someone says Bitcoin 5-minute long or short. Let me take a look for you. That tells me that you can long that puppy, bro. That's the 21 making a flag above the 200 moving average. That looks good to me. And actually might do something like this too. Right now, I like what I'm seeing on the 5-minute. It does look like we could continue. I could be completely wrong in a second. This could dump in a second, but this looks good to me. I like what I'm seeing on the 5. Go to 81.6. Yeah, it's about personal relationship with the Lord, man. Want to get in the way and convince you to follow them to find the Lord. Amen. Thanks, Sam. Hope your foot heals quickly. Thank you so much, everyone. Well, a friend of mine came over and he said it's about relationship over religion. A lot of people have religion, but they don't have a relationship with God. Religion is great, but you want to develop a relationship with God. And that was told me to be by someone who I consider a pastor. Will it always be 8 a.m.? No, just tomorrow, 8 a.m. Just one time. Just one time. Because I got a 10:45 appointment. And again, anyone out there, I want you to know the doctor, so you can just look him up for me. If I send my whole team, Dr. Patrick J. O'Neill at the Kennedy White Orthopedic Center is going to be doing my surgery, man. That's the guy I'm picking. I'm meeting him tomorrow, and he's the guy, all right? and he's got amazing credentials. He was also the punter for the Patriots at one point in his life. He played in the NFL. Like, this is crazy, right? I remember watching him punt for us when I was a kid. Babe, the doctor was the punter for the Patriots. The doctor. He was playing in the NFL. He played for the Patriots when I was a kid. The guy we're going to see tomorrow, the doctor. You know which doctor? You look at me like this. Huh? We made an appointment. He was the punter for the Patriots. Yeah. Oh my God, he made money in the. I'm like, so interesting, right? Yeah. What an interesting guy. Like, you gotta make sure you let him talk. I'm not gonna say it where she's like, make sure you let him talk. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. I'll be back tomorrow, 8 a.m. So sorry we aren't on our regular time, but that will just be one blip in the radar, and we'll be right back to how we do it. Thank you so much, everyone. I love you. I appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow for another amazing, awesome, positive, progressive live stream. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. The secret to success is getting started, baby. And don't complain on what you don't have. Focus on what you do have. Gratitude creates abundance.